Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, SAIL intensifies its involvement in Jan Andolan to fight COVID-19 pandemic. And CEO Rourkela Steel Plant congratulates Steel Melting Shop 1 collective on its splendid performance. Now the news in detail. Steel Authority of India Limited, while scrupulously following all government guidelines for Jan Andolan against COVID-19 pandemic, has continued to take wide-ranging preventive measures as well as responded promptly across its plants and units, including its corporate office located in New Delhi, to fight the pandemic. In a message to employees before the onset of the festive season, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas and Steel, had said the COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way we live, work, think and what we imagine our future to be. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has rightly called for a Jan Andolan to raise awareness on COVID-19 appropriate behavior to arrest the spread of infection as effectively as possible. Shri Pradhan had also asked people to maintain social distancing via mask properly and maintain hand hygiene to fight the pandemic. Till date, the SAIL hospitals at company's various plants and unit locations across India have treated more than 5,000 COVID cases in and around its plants, units and office locations. Requisite medical as well as other facilities are being extended to the employees and their family members in tackling the pandemic. SAIL has earmarked around 330 isolation beds, more than 600 quarantine beds and more than 80 ICU beds at its different plant hospitals to handle COVID-19 cases. SAIL had envisaged the COVID-19 crisis early and activated a scaled response for its management at its plants and units. Shri Anil Kumar Chaudhary, Chairman SAIL, said, SAIL, being a progressive and pro-employee organization, always spearheads proactive measures to provide support to its workforce. As a responsible corporate citizen, the company also extends every possible assistance to other stakeholders, particularly those residing in and around its plants and unit locations, in making a meaningful difference to people's lives. In fighting COVID-19, the strategic focus of SAIL has been to mobilize employees, stakeholders and resources, control sporadic cases and clusters, suppress community transmission and reduce mortality, to control spread of pandemic and also to maintain the tempo of production. Standing strong with company's employees, the company is regularly monitoring the COVID-19 cases at its plants and units and is taking all necessary corrective actions to control the spread of pandemic. For the benefit of the employees, the following measures have been undertaken. Introduced and continued the roster-based deployment of manpower at plants and offices to ensure continuity of operations while maintaining social distancing. Covered more than 5,400 healthcare providers of SAIL hospitals under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Package Insurance Scheme of Rs 50 lakhs. Provided reimbursement of expenditure on PPE, personal hygiene products like masks, hand sanitizers, disposable gloves, etc. Ensured full payment of wages to contract laborers during this period. Distributed masks and sanitizers to all employees on a continual basis. While the company has received help from the central government in fighting the pandemic, it has partnered with the government in combating COVID-19. Some of the measures in this direction are as follows. Sales Ispat General Hospital at Rourkela has provided 5 ventilators to the state-administered COVID care center. Sales Bokaro General Hospital has been earmarked for treating COVID positive patients. Doctors and paramedics of SAIL ISP have also been assigned to state medical duties. More than 6,000 ration kits have already been distributed in support of PM Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. More than 15,000 masks were prepared and distributed by tribal self-help groups under CSR. SAIL has also contributed Rs 30 crore to PM CARES Fund and Rs 4 crore to state governments, 1 crore each to Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha Chief Ministers COVID Fund, and SAIL employees contributed Rs 9 crore to PM CARES Fund by donating their one-day salary. SAIL units and employees are also rendering voluntary services to help migrant laborers, poor and needy in peripheral areas. Along with all these, testing facilities have also been developed at SAIL hospitals, or it has tied up with local government hospitals to provide speedy testing to the patients. SAIL is committed to take all necessary steps to fight the pandemic and make India stronger. The Steel Melting Shop 1 SMS1 of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant has set a new performance benchmark by making 24 blows and 24 casts after a long span. It is worth mentioning here that SMS1 has been producing crude steel at the rate of 19 to 20 blows per day consistently for last 3 to 4 months due to availability of hot metal as well as improved operational and maintenance practices. On 26 November 2020, there was increased flow of hot metal from blast furnaces and hence SMS1 also geared up to consume the increased rate of hot metal with better planning of various operational activities like reduction in duration of lance, jam cutting and lessened duration of sequence break in the caster. The average sequence break time was 1 hour 27 minutes. Instead of the earlier average of 2 hours, an average lance jam cutting of 2 hours 35 minutes, which used to be 3 hours 30 minutes. Hence, the availability of equipment for production had increased, leading to 24 blows to 24 casts. Mr. Deepak Chatra, CEO of RSP, visited SMS1 on 27 November and congratulated the collective for the splendid performance. Mr. P.K. Das, ED Works, Mr. Rajveer Singh, ED PNA, Mr. Pankaj Kumar, ED Projects, Mr. C.R. Mahapatra, CGM in charge, MM and Marketing, Mr. R.K. Patra, CGM Steel Melting Shop 1 and other senior officers of SMS1 department were present in the programs that was organized in strict adherence to the COVID guidelines. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Chetraj congratulated the collective and praised the teamwork and the coordination between different departments. He also emphasized on 3 parameters, that is consistency, quality and cost, which will lead the plant to greater heights. The CEO presented bouquets and sweets to Mr. R.K. Patra in appreciation of the good job. In his address, Mr. Das congratulated the SMS1 and all the associated departments for the noteworthy performance. He urged the employees to strive further and make all-out efforts to meet the set targets. Mr. Singh congratulated the collective and appreciated the associated departments for their combined effort that helped achieve this outstanding performance. In his address, Mr. Pankaj Kumar lauded the employees for the remarkable performance, while Mr. Mahapatra congratulated the collective and appreciated the teamwork. The employees in turn assured the top management that they would continue to excel in the days to come and help RSP touch new peaks of success. That's all for the news today. Namaskar.